Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Laura. Thanks for joining me today. We are gonna do a front garden tour today. If you are new here, we are in Zone 6, Connecticut. And if you missed my back garden tour, check that out. It's the last video that I posted. I'll link it in the description. And also, if you're new here, we would love to have you hang out and subscribe and join the conversation. So let's have a look at the front yard, and that's it. Let's go. Okay, let's just start at the end of the driveway, and actually I think we'll start on this side since there's not that much over here. Be fast to go through. Of course there's tons of weeds. You guys, I spent like 5 hours weeding yesterday and still not a dent. Anyway, we've got some petunias planted along the roadside. These are balcony petunias that I started from seed. I actually saved the seed from last year and started them again this year. And these are Serious Blue Salvia that I started from seed last year. And I had this whole thing lined last year with this plant, and only about half of them came back. They're listed as a tender perennial in our zone. So I'm just glad that any of them came back, really. If you see some drooping, we just had a rainstorm, so that's what's going on there. Lots more petunias, and then I do have some ageratum in here as well. I had a lot of this self-seed, which I do not mind at all. This is one of my favorite plants for annuals. They just take care of themselves pretty much. Beautiful. And then I do have a couple of spirea planted in here as well. You can see we started mulching. We've started mulching in a lot of places, but it's just hard. We have a lot of ground to cover, literally. So it just takes time. And we'll see this area in a minute when we swing around, but for now, let's go back to the other side of the driveway. And over here I have a bunch of alyssum in here that I planted. I started these from seed, and normally I would cut them back right about now, but I'm just kind of letting these ones go. I don't really know why. I need something to cover this area, and these are doing a good job. And I'm kind of hoping that they will self-seed. I heard that they do that sometimes, and I haven't experienced it, probably because I always cut them back. But I thought, let me let them go this time. We'll see if they self-seed themselves and come back next year. That would be awesome. This is just an echinacea purpurea. We have lots and lots of these. Another ageratum here. Some more alyssum, and then I do have some tie-dye petunias in here as well, but I just trimmed them all back yesterday when I was doing the weeding. Now this is an Artemisia. I got this at the beginning of this season for $4, y'all, and I love it. I'm obsessed. I had a feeling that it might bloom yellow, and it didn't. It's blooming white. So what I really want to get more of these and put them in the moon garden. I think that would look so pretty. And we do have some autumn joy sedum, and that red foliage there is a crimson 9-bark that got chewed down by a deer in the beginning of the season, but is bouncing back nicely. Looking good, putting on a lot of growth. You'll love to see it. The catnips, the nepida, they're looking kind of raggedy. And this stand of gladiolas, obviously I need to split it. This is their 3rd or 4th year. They are supposed to only be hardy down to a zone 8. We're in zone 6 and they come back for me every year, so that's exciting. But I have a question for you guys. I could look it up myself, but I like to ask you guys. When you plant gladiolus, do they change colors? Because the first year they were like a variety of colors. Then last year they all came out purple, shades of purple, different purples. And this year they're all coming out pink. Now this one here looks like it's going to be purple. But all the others that have come along so far have been pink. And in the backyard, I planted the espresso gladiolas, and half of them came out how they're supposed to look, and the other half came out pink. So help me out, guys. Let me know what you know. All right, moving on. There is one little tie-dye petunia. She's fallen over. But these are definitely a favorite this year. I really liked them and I will grow them again. I do have some more further down that are still have blooms on them, so I'll give you a look. More echinacea. This stand of rose campion, they look gross, right? I know it's time to pull them out. They're a biennial and they're done blooming, so they're probably pretty much just going to die now. But there's something about the structure that I really like. I can't explain it. I know they look gross at the bottom, but I just like the structure of them. So I'm just leaving them. So there. This, I have a bunch of this, so I'll show you a bunch. But this is spotted bee balm, and it's amazing. I love this plant. It's, first of all, beautiful, obviously. I love how it has these stacked blooms. It attracts so many pollinators. Things that I have never seen before will show up here, like these blue wasps. And there's some other wasps. Last year someone let me know what they were, but I forgot. Of course. Anyway, here's some of the tie-dye petunias that I can show you. Really pretty, like a variation purple situation. Love, love, love. And my peony is still looking okay. Hasn't given up on life yet. Usually they're pretty done by now. It's starting, you can see. And more echinacea. I tried to keep this bed a little bit limited to like 3 different main things. So echinacea, the spotted bee balm, and then there's also a lot of yarrow. These are the Queen Lime Red zinnia, and they're doing great. They were getting eaten earlier in the season by bugs, but they have bounced back nicely. They're looking pretty good. And then this echinacea here is a double decker. You see how the flowers are kind of coming out all over? The petals, I mean. I started this one from seed last year, and this is the first bloom that I've seen. They're falling over. Oh well. And then this one is a green twister. Also gorgeous. Also started from seed. Let's go down here so I can show you this cleome, and I have a few more to show you in a minute, but I'm in love. This is my first time growing cleome. I grew it from seed from Swallowtail Gardens. Highly recommend their seeds. I had really good luck with them this year. It was my first year with them, and I love, love, love. I'm like pretty much done with Baker Creek. I'm all set with them. If you want to know why, feel free to ask. These bee balms, they do spread, but that's fine by me. And they're pretty easy to pull out. So, but there have been some popping up in other areas, and I don't mind that. But this cleome is amazing. I love it. It's like, it says like ever lengthening blooms, and that's so true. Like these little danglies are the seed pods. They're good self-seeders. So I'm hoping that they do self-seed. Look at Boomer. You can see him in the window. How much is that doggy in the window? Did you guys know? He's not for sale. He's mine. Anyway, let's go down here and I'll show you. These are yarrow. These are all falling over, but these ones are not even in the bed. They just spread themselves there. I am reserving this spot, I think, for like an evergreen, like a taller evergreen, tall, skinny. I just cut back a bunch of the yarrow, but look at the foliage. It's so pretty. I just love this foliage. I have a plan for the yarrow. I think I'm going to move all of it to the part of the garden that I just showed you, which is at the front along the road where the petunias are. I think I'm going to move all the yarrow, or almost all the yarrow, out there and just kind of make it like edge. I don't know. We'll see. This here is a spirea. This got really big this year. I think I'm going to cut it down probably by like a third. It's just a little bit too big, I think, for this spot. And then here's a bunch more of that cleome. They look so gorgeous. And one of them came out white, you can see. But aren't these just so whimsical and beautiful? Their leaves kind of look like, you know what. And then I have a bunch more of the salvia Serious Blue in here as well. I did plant some petunias from seed along the pathway, but they didn't do so hot. Here's one. This is a Super Beesma alba, and it's beautiful, but they just have not grown very well for me. I did put some creeping Jenny in here to try to take over, because I mean, you can see the weeds are pretty out of control. Haven't gotten to that side, but there's a lot of ajuga coming up. I'll show you that, and that is no problem. I would much rather have the ajuga kind of smother everything else out. So goals. Here is one tie-dye petunia here. And then I did plant a bunch of alyssum along the edge. There's some more creeping Jenny, and this is a sedum. I think that's a lemon coral sedum. And moving closer to the house, these dark foliage sedums are night embers, and I love them. They're so beautiful. Look at the color, you guys. Look at the color. They're gonna bloom probably in the next couple weeks. It's just so beautiful. I love this plant. And a ton of verbena. Technically, these are lollipop verbena, but they are a lot taller than the original plant that I saved seed from, so I don't think they're staying true to that. They're more like the meteor shower or whatever they're called, the taller ones. Behind them I have hollyhocks. You can see they're starting to get rust. That's annoying, but what can you do? I really, really, really wanted them to bloom this year. I started them back in December. They're a biennial, so technically they don't bloom until the second year, but if you start them early enough, sometimes they will bloom. They have not bloomed. They're jet black hollyhocks. I really want them to bloom, you guys. I'm like, please. And then I have the same thing repeated on this side. But look how ginormous they are. But no blooms. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Look at Boomy. Hey, Woody. In this pot here, I have this little variegated boxwood. And then I planted probably too many things to go up this trellis. I have a pumpkin. I have a sweet autumn clematis. That's actually behind the pot. And then I have a ruby hyacinth bean vine. See if I can pull back here. And we're doing okay. We're doing okay. We're going. So far, so good. But I did want to mention this boxwood. It smells so bad. If you know, you know. Like, it smells. It just smells, you guys. It's like this and salvia. I can't. They stink. Why? Who thought of that? All right, let's go this way. My little fat Albert blue spruce. Hang on, Boomer's jumping down. That means he wants to come out. I'll go get him. Okay, so anyway, my fat Albert blue spruce. I know. It's plenty too close to the house. It's gonna get too big. Blah, blah, blah. I'm keeping a close eye on it. I love it. I want it here. And so far, we're doing fine. If it gets to the point where I think it's gonna be out of control, then I'll just move it. And it's gonna be okay. Look, I have one apple on my little apple tree. I got one last year too. Sorry, the air conditioner's on. Just one. Hasn't been stolen by a squirrel yet. This is the Roseanne geranium. I love it. Look at Boomy. This is what he does. He's on his cushion. He sticks his little face. He sees something. And this pumpkin's doing okay. It's starting to go up. It's starting. Hopefully another couple weeks and we'll be up on the branches. With little pumpkins hanging down. These are just little Jack B. Littles. I'll show you guys the rest of the pumpkin patch in a minute, but look, it's starting already. The powdery mildew, not good. Once it starts, it kind of spreads really fast, so I'll clip that one off, but it's not gonna work. I think I'm gonna try some kind of remedy just to help it last a little longer. It doesn't seem to, I get it every year, it doesn't seem to really affect the pumpkins that much. It's just an unsightly thing. This is a hydrangea. No blooms this year. I split a bunch of them and moved them. So this is one of those. This area is pretty much like the biggest work in progress right now. I have ideas. This is that deer that we got for free from the swap shed, but it's just sitting here until I have time to work on it and do a total makeover. So stay tuned. I do have this really pretty bacopa in here. I really like this. It's an annual, but it's so cute and dainty and adorable, and I love it. There's really not that much to see right now. Not a lot of color happening over here. This hydrangea is another one that we moved. I'm just glad they lived, really. this is really just a place to feed the groundhog. So I just throw scraps of stuff in here to discourage them from eating the rest of the garden. And then this is my little green section. So I have an evergreen. I've got some lambs here, some hostas. And then onto the yellow, some spirea. There's some yarrow. I cut a lot of stuff back. Some yellow marigolds. And the orange section's got like, what's happening? Nothing. But the red's looking okay. These sedums keep getting chomped on. See? Someone keeps eating them. But these snapdragons, they're looking pretty good. I need to trim them back so they'll put out some more blooms for me. This bee balm is done for, but look at this hydrangea. Isn't she gorgeous? Now, where I had her last year, she was bright pink. So I put her over here in the pink section, but she's purple now. You know how that goes with hydrangeas. It's beautiful, I don't mind. It's so beautiful. Obviously, it's purple, I don't care. My favorite color. And then these cosmos. It doesn't look great because of the rain right now, but these are doing pretty good. Obviously, they need deadheading. This kind of area, I don't come over here as much as the rest of the garden, so it's a little bit neglected, I guess. Let's have a quick look at the pumpkin patch. So the big pumpkin patch is doing pretty good, you guys. I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't had any problems with the groundhogs. Surprisingly. They really haven't bothered it at all. But it's so much work. It's so much work. You have to go in twice a day, check for bugs, kill everything that you see. The whole garden is organic. I don't use any sprays or anything, so I kill them by hand, the bad guys, and everyone else gets to live. But look, they're doing great. I have one pumpkin over there, a couple more females that are about to be pumpkins, and the pumpkin tunnel in the backyard, which is right there, those are doing pretty well too. Moving on. Over here, this is a weigela. Not sure the type, but I love it. I really want to make sure that I have a lot more dark foliage plants next year, because I focused a lot on dark blooms and I kind of neglected the foliage aspect. I really like dark foliage. More of that. This is just a regular limelight, I believe. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I think that last one is a limelight. These are all just variations of panicle hydrangeas. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 planted along the back, and then I have lavender along the edge, and I've got some sedums in between. That one got knocked over. These are autumn joy sedum. And if you don't grow sedum, what are you doing? Because it's the easiest plant. It just doesn't require anything, really anything at all. Some people cut them back to prevent them from flopping over. I have never had that problem with sedum because it's such a sturdy stalk anyway. I like them like this. So this is a good size. I just split them when they get much bigger than this. Another hydrangea. These have just started blooming. All the panicles. So that's exciting. They're looking beautiful. This one might be the best one. Probably should trim off some of these ones at the bottom. I kind of wanted them to be like a little bit more tree formed. So I'll probably just, as they grow, just keep trimming the bottoms. But I'm not, they don't need to be like a standard or anything. This is a lemon thread cypress. This one's not looking that great. This is a tough spot because we're right under a maple tree. But I've gotten some stuff to grow here. This is a hibiscus. Again, gorgeous dark foliage. It hasn't bloomed yet, but it's gonna. And the holes, I believe, are from Japanese beetles. We've got a big Japanese beetle issue. Couple little hydrangeas. I just put those in last year. That's why they're so small. And then I just pulled out a bunch of larkspur from here. They were done. And I really want to get a handle on this situation. Look, there's black plastic here. I did not do this, obviously. I would never. I want to know what that's all about. So I'm at the end of the season, we're going to start pulling. I found some more black plastic up in the front as well. So the people that lived here before us, and I'm talking, this is over 10 years ago now, they must have put that down. But I don't agree. Plastic just suffocates the soil, so I don't like it. Anyway, as we swing around, and then over here, not a whole lot going on. This is a leprechaun gold columbine. Look at the foliage is so gorgeous. I love it. And this columbine over here decided to rebloom for me. I like that. So she's looking beautiful. And I did put a bunch of creeping Jenny in here as well. And I do like the way that looks. So I'm probably gonna just continue to split it up and move it around, you know? And that's pretty much it. Like I said, if you guys are new here, if you liked the video, if you're into the gardening, please give us a subscribe. We would so appreciate it. I have like 75% of my viewers that watch the videos are not subscribed, which is sad. Sad for me, because I'm desperately trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm not begging, but I'm close. I'm close to begging. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching the video so much. And I will see you guys next time. I think the next video will probably be more focused on the pumpkins. I got a lot to say about the pumpkins. So stay tuned. Bye.